What episode is this? 44?
Ooh.
What is it?
I think it is hold on. I'm checking.
Me too.
This would be a great thing to not edit, like us trying to figure out what episode we're doing.
All right, 45. 45.
It's actually gotten to that point.
Michael Jordan's.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.
And what's it gonna do?
It doesn't matter how you're doing. Woo! Wheeling, dealing, living thing like jet flying.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Would you please shut the hell up?
You don't know what hard times are, Daddy.
The cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the human rubble.
What up? What up? Welcome to episode 45 of Keep the Kayfabe. I'm Mike, sitting here with my boys, ready to talk some wrestling. We had some much needed R&R, taking a little summer break. Thanks for tuning in this week. Happy to be back with the boys, ready to continue our two-part series of greatest tag teams of all time. We left you with a cliffhanger last episode, but we're coming back strong and doing the best tag teams from 2000 and beyond. But let's get acclimated really quick before we get down to business. Over in Glendale, somebody who keeps it regal, Steve Grobschmidt. How are you, Grabby?
From Montreal to Memphis, parlez-vous français? Tell all the girls the Rougeau's on their way.
Yeah, very
Nice.
appropriate since the Stanley Cup Finals started tonight. And one of the original 6 teams that is participating in the Stanley Cup Finals is the Montreal Canadiens. Thank you, Steve, for that. I'm rooting for the Bolts, but that's just me in Tampa, which is a wrestling mecca. I mean, there's tons of wrestlers that live down in Tampa. So, you know, got to stay true.
I'm also rooting for the Lightning, but please, Jacques Rougeau and Raymond Rougeau, if you're listening, don't hold that against me.
No, I'm sure they won't hold it against you, Steve. In fact, I'm really surprised. I think that's the first time you've quoted the Rougeau brothers for your intro. And we were all the way to episode 45, which is impressive. Mike, you mentioned Tampa being the mecca of pro wrestling, and you just had the opportunity to visit that area this past week, right?
Oh, most definitely, man. It was awesome. Yeah, that's the reason we took off last week. I went down to Tampa with my wife, and we visited her parents' house. They have a lovely beach home. I fully plan on visiting there as much as possible, but I'm going to bring my computer along next time. I just didn't know what to expect because I don't even think they had Wi-Fi down there. But we didn't need it because it was super relaxing. Got to see a Tampa Bay Lightning game when they were facing the Islanders, Game 5. As mentioned before, I'm a huge hockey fan, so that was something special to witness. So, yeah, thanks, Matt. Thanks for teeing that up. Very happy to be back, though. So, yeah, Matt, let's introduce him. Freshly squeezed Matt Michelson. How are you, Matt?
Bow, wax slide, X-Pac.
Damn.
One we have not had on the show.
There it was.
I remember. Yeah, and actually, for those of you X-Pac fans out there, Chris Van Vliet recently interviewed X-Pac on his podcast. Went well over an hour. It's pretty interesting. So definitely check it out after you listen to our podcast, of course.
X-Pac's always a good listen. It's gotten to a point in life. He's pretty insightful. Yeah, I used to listen to his podcast once in a while.
Well, I just watched the China documentary on.
I gotta watch that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they do interview X-Pac on that.
I figured they would.
Yeah, and it is pretty revealing in more ways than not, I guess. So if you've seen the sex tape. But let's stay down in Bayview.
Of course, I've never seen the sex tape.
I've seen the parts that I wanted to see.
All of
Very
them.
well. Very well. And I do want to see more of this guy. Oh my God, it's Charlie Michael. He's back, baby.
Oh, what a rush!
Very nice.
Tag teams.
Kicking it back to the 90s or 80s.
Yeah, we did spend a little time with the Road Warriors on
I figured you guys did, yeah.
last episode. So yeah, thank you, Charlie. It's good to have you back. You were back from your underwear modeling gig.
Well, I'm back. It was good. I made some money.
Yep. Got to pay the bills, man.
Turned a couple tricks.
Got to give the people what they want.
Made all that
Yep.
cash, and now you're back here doing this podcast for no money with the rest of us.
Yep. Not even for a ball trimmer.
Hey, let's not rule it out. I mean, we might get other offers from other ball trimmers, just not the automated
That-
one.
Manscaping. There's lots of companies out there.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Manscaping if you're out there.
Summer's back. All right. And speaking of summer being back, there's been a lot of tag teams wrestling in the summer, and none better right now than I think the Young Bucks.
Oh.
I think we got to start there in the 2000 going forward. I mean, my list is short. I mean, I was really excited to sit down with you boys and talk about the greatest tag teams from 2000 and beyond now, because I don't have a whole lot. There's only a few that come to mind, and I'm really excited to hear what you're thinking, but I think we all can agree that the Young Bucks are top tier in 2000 and beyond. What do you guys say?
Oh, without question. Now, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, now, but it
10
also-
years even. Yeah.
Yeah, but it depends it depends on when you started, when you end. If you go to 2000s,
Well,
the
Charlie,
best,
Charlie,
best-
you start.
the
because
best tag. What's that?
Charlie, you start. You're the one who got me into the Young Bucks, told me to pay attention.
Oh
to
yeah,
them.
yeah. I mean, if you're going from like 15 to like now, oh yeah, I'd go with Young Bucks. The Briscoes and Ring of Honor are awesome. Red Dragon, which was Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. If you're going back like 2000s, I think if you start, I don't know where I missed. So I would, if you're just going to 2000 to present, the Dudley Boys. No one compares to those guys, in my
How many
opinion.
championships have they won?
Shit, I don't know. I should Google it.
I want to say it's about 10 because I
No,
think
I think it's
No, it's way
20s.
more than that. Yeah, because you got to count the Hardys in there, Edge
Oh,
and
sure.
Christian.
Yeah.
Don't forget about
They,
those.
I think the Dudleys have won like almost 30 championships.
Yeah, I think they held the belts probably everywhere except for Ring of Honor almost.
Yeah, especially
Um,
if you look at it across promotions. Yeah, it had to have been way more than 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's one that I never saw because I didn't watch it at that time. Was they were called they were the Kings of Wrestling. It was Cesaro when he was Claudio and Chris Hero.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they were. I guess they were really good. I never saw them, but I guess they were really good in Ring of Honor before they came
Okay.
over to WWE.
Speaking of Ring of Honor, and to get back to the Young Bucks a little bit, the
But
first
yeah,
time I
you
saw,
go current. Yeah, sorry.
The fir-
You go current. Yeah, the Bucks are easily the best.
yeah, the first time I ever saw them was actually at a live Ring of Honor show, which I wasn't familiar with the product at all. I want to say it was around 2015 at Turner.
But I
Hall.
was at that same show. Yeah, because I think I was probably at that same show because I was like, I think I had maybe heard of them, but I didn't know about them. But everybody was like marking out that the Young Bucks were there. So I was like, I don't know who these guys are. Then they come out, they're kind of skinny and small. They got the tassels and shit. I'm like, who the fuck are these guys?
Mhm.
What goofy gimmick. And then all of a sudden they did their shit in the ring. I was like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah,
They
then the
fucking
bell.
killed it. Yeah. Yeah, one of the best matches I saw in person actually was a Ring of Honor show down in Chicago. It was the Bucks versus I think the Briscoes for a
Mhm.
title, and that was fucking. They tore the house down, dude. Yeah.
What venue was that? Do you remember?
What's that? It's in Chicago Ridge. They always did the shows in Chicago Ridge. Let me look. I can't remember the name of the place now, but
Small
it
play.
was it's small place. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
That would be the place to see those guys in their early career. That would have been amazing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And talking about the Bucks, in this regard, what was it, 2018, 2019, AEW
Yeah.
finally becomes a real thing. And I think for anybody who followed the Bucks prior to that, which, like I just mentioned, I saw them in Ring of Honor, and then I did get into New Japan for a while during the
yeah.
time when Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks and the Elite were really at their peak.
Oh yeah, that was good
And
shit.
man, they were just on fire in New Japan. So when AEW
Yeah.
spun up here in the US,
Oh shit.
I was already up to speed on who they were, how good they were. But I would love to be a casual fan seeing AEW for the first time and thinking, oh, the Young Bucks, who are these guys? Because Charlie, I bet it's the same situation as what you thought at that Honor show. You see the tassels, you see just kind of these scrawny guys come out like, okay.
But the super obnoxious characters they're playing right now, I think that would all make you be like,
oh yeah. Their characters right now at the time we're recording this in AEW are just fantastic. The hats, the earrings,
dude. His beard is all dark now.
Yes.
Fucking Nick is killing it, dude, because his beard's all dark. I don't know if you caught it, like not last week or the week, like 2 weeks ago. You know, they were playing the heels. They were doing a 3-way with the dude on their team, and there was a point where Nick was getting in the ring and he fucking totally trips on the second rope. It was just a great fucking comedy spot. I was like, dude, these guys are killing it, dude. It was so funny because it was like action was going and he was getting all pissed like he's gonna jump in the ring and he trips. It was so good, dude. So fucking good, dude.
They're just MVPing it up.
Oh, killing it. Another one I forgot about too. I thought about now. God, Girls of Girls of Destiny. The dudes in the Bullet Club. You know, Tama Tonga and Tangaloa. Yeah. GOD's badass, dude. They were badass. In New Japan. I wish they would come over here.
Yeah. Are they still wrestling?
What's that?
Are they still wrestling?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think they're champs somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. They're in New Japan. They'll probably. I don't know if there's real heat between them or the Bucks, but I mean, if they ever cut a deal and they can come over here, they'll tear some shit up with and AEW. It'd be good.
I would love to see that. We've mentioned on past episodes how we need a Samoan presence on AEW because there's so many.
Aren't Samoa? They're from Tonga.
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 Excuse me.
Yep.
And
strong style. I mean.
Yep. Yeah. Strong style. Yep. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say that reminds me because I think they're related. I think Tama Tonga is related to Ming Haku, and that was a team I didn't mention last week. That's not the one that I wanted to bring up, but the Islanders, Haku and Tama, they were a fun team that was in the mix with the British Bulldogs and the Hart Foundation. But yeah, it's nice to see second generation Tom. I can't suddenly say his name.
Tangaloa.
Tama Tonga. He's good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that dude's scary, dude. I remember the Ring of Honor show I was at when they were doing Bullet Club over here. They like fucking brawled out into the crowd, and they did the whole "we're taking over the show" shit. And I was just like, that's don't fuck. They brawled and they were up there selling their merch, and it's like, don't fuck with these guys, dude, because you don't know if he's really a pissy on kick your ass or what. It was good shit, dude. Ring of Honor used to have some great shows down there, man. When Ring of Honor was hot, when they were doing Bullet Club here and Bullet Club over in Japan, and they had shit was just killer, dude. It was fucking great, dude. I wouldn't miss those shows, man.
Wow.
Like I went to like at least 5 shows down there, man. Solo.
They feel like they feel a bit on life support now. Not like the company's gonna go away, but they're definitely in a lull.
Yeah, I tried getting back into it, but it just they got to get when they get a crowd back going again or something. But they just lost too much, dude.
Yeah, the Bullet Club, honestly, I think is the missing piece.
Yeah,
both New Japan and Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
granted, New Japan I think did a pretty okay job once Kenny Omega and Young Bucks left.
Yeah,
I think over time their booking has started to kind of fall short a little bit.
Yeah.
But Ring of Honor is just completely lost. I feel like
they're just there, dude.
Yeah.
So
another 2000s one that really got popular too. That I don't know if you guys talked about last time, but the Hardy Boys.
Yeah.
They're 2000s tag team.
Yeah, we did talk about them last time. For our listeners who maybe didn't catch that episode, if you go back and listen to our last episode, the TLC matches between the Hardys, the Dudleys, and Edge and Christian, what is there to say about it? It's some of the greatest matches of all time. Even if you're a newer wrestling fan and you're thinking, oh, these are kind of older matches that maybe for your generation, go back, check them out. they're still insane to this day. I don't think.
Oh yeah.
They set the bar so high that, like, you know, I think we've all gotten used to seeing ladders and chairs matches and all that. But those ones that they did in the very beginning are still probably, if you watched them all, they'd still be among the top, if not the top.
Oh, for sure, easily.
Yeah, Attitude Era tag team wrestling just kind of like almost put everything after it in a really tough spot. Because what did we get? We got the New Day, we got the Usos, we got the Bar from the WWE, and just none of it translated to anything interesting. Like,
I think Vince is just done with tag teams overall.
Yeah, he's not into it.
It's a vehicle to put like singles guys together. Like, I mean, you know, say what you will, the Bar you just brought up, like, actually turned out to be a pretty decent tag team. But again, they outpunted their coverage.
Yeah, it's like they had their last pay-per-view and there were no tag team match titles on.
Neither title.
None. You know, it's like not even the women's.
Wow.
Three tag teams holding championships and none of them are on TV.
Are we waiting?
But I can't even talk. I can't even talk shit because I guess when you think about it too, NXT they had their tag champs, but they were like in a goofy ass 3-way winner take all belt match. You know, with what's the big guy from Australia or where he's from?
Oh, Bronson Reed? Yeah,
Bronson Reed. Yeah. With my tag team, you guys think I like so much.
Well, is this whole episode building up to MSK being the best of since 2000?
Yeah, we're saving the best for last.
Okay, I spoiled it. Sorry.
You know, another good tag team that was around then too that I watched a little bit, but I didn't watch big time was Beer Money and TNA. They were great.
Got them on my list. Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, James Storm and Bobby.
I know nothing about them.
Yep.
Yeah, Bobby Roode and James Storm. They were really good in TNA. I think they won the titles a bunch of times.
Tons of times. Yes. Sorry about your damn luck. Yeah.
Because Bobby Roode had been like sort of the blue blood kind of character, and then James Storm was the beer swilling cowboy. But they put the two together, and then they wound up being really, really good for years.
Yeah.
Nice.
And now you get Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, is Bobby Roode still on?
I think he's on SmackDown. Watch. They're on SmackDown. Yeah, they have the titles, I think.
No.
Yeah, they have. Yeah,
they did.
The title.
Yeah,
they did at one point. I don't actually watch Raw or SmackDown anymore, but I do listen to reviews of it.
Yeah,
I think this past Friday there was a match between Dolph Ziggler and honestly I can't even remember who off the top of my head now, but I know Bobby Roode was that.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, does Ray and his son have the titles on there then?
I think they have.
Actually, yeah, I think you're right. What's that? Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Ray and Dominic are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. I almost forgot AJ Styles. That almost guy is the Raw Tag Team Champs.
Wow, since WrestleMania.
They even have listed that Akira Tozawa is a 24/7 champ. So fucking stupid, dude.
That was almost the Charlie's Corner.
Yep. Almost. We're almost there.
Should I throw another team out there?
Yeah, throw it out there.
How about, you brought up Beer Money. Let's bring up two names we all should know well, but I think 2000s they started, but AJ Styles and Daniels were a good tag team. AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels. They were a team for years.
Oh, were they? I didn't even know that. Wow.
Yeah, they were really good. Obviously, we know Christopher Daniels. I mean, I'll just do a twin right here too, but I think Daniels and Kazarian, I mean, they've been around going back to TNA too. So, I mean, it wasn't just the last year or so in AEW as SCU. Those guys have been teaming for years, and they're a really good team.
Yep.
Yeah, I actually wasn't even aware that AJ Styles and
Christopher Daniels.
Yes, thank you. I had a momentary lapse there. I wasn't even aware those two were a tag team until right before this podcast. I just happened to be Googling a little bit, like what actually happened in the 2000s in general when it comes to wrestling at all. But yeah, that was one of those tag teams I totally missed. But being a fan now, AJ Styles has got to be, in my opinion, at least one of the best guys on the WWE roster who can actually do it all. It's crazy how well he fits in WWE, but still has really good matches and makes himself stand out from everybody. And then you have Christopher Daniels, of course, who part of SCU in AEW with Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky. Just awesome. He was actually another guy I saw at a Ring of Honor show in 2015. I think the same show that the Young Bucks were at, Christopher Daniels was also in. And I think at the time he was wearing some sort of military gear. He would come out.
Yeah, that thing he wears. Yeah.
Yeah. And it really caught me off guard. I wasn't sure what to make of it. He almost came off as a heel at the time. But yeah, I would love to go back and watch some of the matches between AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels. I don't doubt they're good.
I bet they were great. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to put SCU in the conversation for greatest tag teams of
If you watch, the Bucks and them work so much together. If you watch some of their matches with the Bucks, are really good because they work so well together. They've worked so many times together that they're really those are some really good matches.
I feel like SCU has made the Bucks what they are, and the Bucks made SCU what they are. They are like the complementary tag teams. I mean,
absolutely.
We've seen SCU lead off shows before because they're just so dependable. I mean, they're like, the car that just, it can drive 300 miles and get you there all reliably. The Bucks, you can put them on last because, they're just so tried and true. I think, those have like just kind of made, you hear about the complementary rivals like Bret the Hitman Hart, Shawn Michaels. None of those two could exist without the other. I think SCU, Young Bucks couldn't, exist without one another. So yeah,
that's a good point. I think another team to throw in make that same statement with is Lucha Bros, Mexican. Yeah, because they've had some just epic battles from day one of AEW and further back with the Young Bucks, and I think both those teams made each other better.
It is kind of crazy observing wrestling now, after just years and years of watching wrestling, even for you guys too. I mean, it is so cool to keep close tabs on this rivalry, Young Bucks versus Lucha Bros. We, Charlie, Steve, myself, we saw him at All Out in that ladder match where it was spot after spot. It was just like you couldn't cheer enough for what they were doing and like how they were putting their bodies on the line for our entertainment. And I mean, we see it now on Dynamite, and it's just like it's never. I don't see it stopping for the next 5-10 years. So yeah. Lucha Bros, Ray Phoenix, and Penta, they are the best. I love that crew.
Oh yeah, they used to tear it up, dude.
Mm-hmm. Most def. Charlie, earlier in the show, you brought up the Briscoe brothers. We saw them a little bit. I don't know a lot, but I remember you used to, when we were on the coffee cart, you would talk about them, and I didn't really know a bunch about them. Can you tell me more about them?
Oh, they're outstanding. They're Ring of Honors from the beginning of, that's where they started their career, and they've been there probably 15, 20 years now. They started as scrawny guys, and they've held the Ring of Honor titles like at least 10 plus times. They're just hard hitting, take any chances, crazy shit. Like, first Ring of Honor show they had it at Turner, they moved the ring was over more. Over towards the balcony, and Mark Briscoe crawled up to the balcony and dove off to a guy through a table off that balcony in Turner Hall. It was fucking nuts, dude. It was like a seriously holy shit moment, dude. It was crazy, dude. It was. Wow. They're just solid guys. They're probably one of my favorite tag teams. Besides the Bucks, probably of the last 10 to 15 years, because they just killed it. It was like I saw him wrestling the Bucks in Chicago, and I wanted him to win that title. I was so into that match. I was jumping and marking out on every pinfall. It's just, I don't know why. I just wanted him to win those titles back. It was so good. They didn't win them, but it was just such a good match. And I was just so into those guys, just into their gimmick, into their shit. Jay's great. Mark's great. Plus, they're great characters. They're great characters as well as just good wrestlers and tough guys, but they just came up. And I guess the reason they never got the NXT invite or not is I guess they have some shit in their background, which makes no sense. But yeah, so they
what kind of shit?
Like maybe criminal or some kind of shit. Nothing really bad, I don't think, but just like little shit, but it can't be any worse than some of the guys they have there now,
Sure.
Blatant racist they just had on TV, and what's his name?
Oh man,
Jackson Riker.
Well, yeah, Riker.
Charlie, I think the fans and listeners of this podcast would love to know more about that and just hear about what's happening right now in the world of Monday Night Raw. So without further ado,
I actually don't have it on right now. I'll pop it over. I have the basketball game.
Well, I can cue that up for you, Charlie, because Jackson Riker actually beat Elias tonight. So
I saw
the racist is like actually beating
Running wild
guys that should be like getting all the credit.
I saw him doing something with R-Truth, but I don't know what it was. It looked stupid.
The fourth Reich is running wild right now.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and give me a Charlie's corner. I did see one other thing that I saw that just like,
let's do it. Tee it up.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, without further ado, we really need to hear more about this. So it is now time for Charlie's Corner. Charlie, tell us more about what's going on in the world of Raw.
They did have another will they get along triple women's match. Charlotte wrestled with the tag team champs versus Rhea Ripley and the two blonde chicks they have going now, Mandy Rose and whatever else. So was that whole can Charlotte get along again? That classic. So stupid.
This is like the 7th time alone with Charlotte that they've done that.
Yeah, it's just horrible, dude. It's just
so lazy.
Yeah, I don't see how people watch this and stay contacting with. It's just horrible. It's horrible TV. It's not entertaining. From what I hear too, they're going to tape because next Monday's really the 4th. So they're taping tonight's for next Monday before they go on the road. I can't wait till they go on the road and get booed.
Yeah.
I can't wait. And have you guys, I can't remember if we talked about it now, but have you guys every once in a while go on Ticketmaster and just look up WWE shows and just look how many seats there are on, especially house shows. They're selling nothing there, dude. They're not even 20% full.
Wow.
That's why they're canning so many people, because they're gonna take some losses when they hit that road that they gotta cover up for,
Yeah.
And with all that being said, this has been Charlie's Corner.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, man. The circus is coming to a halt. When you do the lazy booking that you've been doing and how you built your brand was going up the road, and then COVID shut you down, and you didn't, you're focused more on selling apps and belts and what we covered in our one show about the WWE stockholders. It's not going to translate. It's coming to a halt, a screeching halt,
a real screeching halt. It's going to be they're going to have some come to Jesus moments real soon.
Yeah.
I am. I'm looking at the show at the Fiserv at the end of next month. Like I said, there's a lot of ringside tickets. Like they got maybe 20-25% of that place sold.
Damn.
And they're not they ain't gonna be selling a whole much more.
I guarantee they cancel.
No, you know what? I feel like
they probably won't cancel because they're already going to be on the road because they got to do because they're doing Chicago on that Monday for Raw. So they'll probably keep it because they're out,
Mm-hmm.
And Raw looks like it's pretty full except for in Chicago, except for some parts of the upper level. So it'll look good on TV. But that crowd, that might be a Raw worth paying attention to August 2nd. That Chicago crowd is going.
They won't pull punches.
They are going to kill them, dude. They are gonna lose their fucking mind. That might be one where I set the old DVR, make sure I'm in front of the TV at 8:00 to see the fiasco and taking that place over, dude, because it's gonna be a shit storm.
So I love that idea, Charlie. I'll raise you that and say maybe it makes sense in support of field research that we attend Monday Night Raw and maybe even get close to ringside. Because if there's booing to be done, I think we're the ones to do it. But that's just
yeah.
I wanna give it to Jackson Riker harder than he's ever, felt it. Like I'm willing to organize a club like anti Jackson Riker club.
And I would love
I have a feeling that when he comes out, he's gonna get booed big time.
Oh, he has to. I would hope.
He's gonna get killed, dude.
Put it this way. It's not like it was, like there's been times in the past when I think Randy Orton said like all lives matter and stuff. Even though, I don't like Randy Orton, but even he's kind of come around on things like Black Lives Matter.
Oh, yeah.
But the point I'm trying to make is it's not like somebody like Orton that's like this huge personality. Nobody gave a shit about Riker before. So it's not like his awesome storyline is won out over this like racism and stuff. So it's like, he's gonna get just savage, and he should.
He should.
Yeah, I mean, it's just he's like some upper Carter and TNA, and otherwise he hasn't done shit.
No. Yeah, it's a total mess.
Yeah, but that's just a crime that guy still has a job and all these other people are getting fired.
Yeah, makes no sense.
So, getting back to tag team.
Back to tag teams.
Yes, we're all over. This is right. This is called in the ring.
Back to the topic of the show.
Yeah. So I'm going to throw one out there. We're going to go back a little bit further, right at the turn of the millennium, around the year 2000. This may even have been partly 1999, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. D-Generation X was huge, and I know on the last episode we talked a little bit about the New Age Outlaws, but there were other tag teams that were made based off of DX, and one of those tag teams that gets lost with time is X-Pac and Kane. They were a really interesting pairing around the turn of the millennium. Kane at the time was just known as being the Undertaker's brother. He didn't really have any personality except for just this emotionless, unstoppable machine. But once he got partnered with X-Pac, it really helped add this whole new side to his character. There was a little bit of comedy element with their act, but they were a really effective tag team, and the fans really loved it. So that was another one of those teams, I think, from the Attitude Era that often gets forgotten, but at the time was really great, and they were hot.
Yeah. I mean, how many people has Kane tagged with? Daniel
Bryan won the title with people.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he tag with Jericho too? Or
I think so.
I don't know.
I know Jericho tagged with the Big Show at one point.
Okay.
But the Big Show
get confused. Sorry. Yeah.
And the Big Show also tagged with Kane. So there's almost like this by association. I think they may have tagged, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, there'd be a wide-reaching web with Kane tags. I mean, notably, the Brothers of Destruction. I think we should mention them. I mean, that's a badass tag team.
Oh yeah.
Deny that. I mean, I think it was how many years ago? 5 years ago when it was Survivor Series when they last tagged. It was a cool little send-off, Kane and Undertaker. It wasn't the greatest match, but they got the message across. I mean, whenever WWE tries, I guess, I do pay attention and I have to like give a little golf clap to it. But yeah, those two monsters of WWE doing, synchronized tombstone pile drivers and choke slams, that'll get the people going. That'll sell
I'll get some asses and seats.
Yeah.
It's amazing that in the world of pro wrestling, there just happen to be two guys of similar size and stature with similar move sets and movements that they could pull off that act. Just so cool. And without it, pro wrestling would not be the same.
True. Well, yeah, his Isaac Yankem gimmick doesn't go far. I don't know how far you
With
can
a fake
take
Diesel?
This. Yeah. Oh yeah. What he was the fake Diesel?
He was the fake Diesel, and then some other dude was fake Razor. And yeah. No, that was Kane.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
shit. I guess I missed that part of history. Was he wearing a wig or was that his actual hair, you think?
I don't know. Because I don't know if Kane's hair was real, because he was all part of the mask. I don't know.
So I think in the early going, it may have been his real hair because there was a point.
I think in the beginning it was. Yeah.
In the beginning it was. But I think over time he may have cut it, and then they started tying it in with the mask, where it was a wig and a mask combination. Because there was that moment where they unmasked Kane. I think it was a stipulation as part of a match when he took it off, and the hair came off with the wig. So at that point for sure, but before that, I don't think so.
What an awful haircut he had to walk around in the airports with half of his head shaved, like having hair on top and then nothing in the back. It had to have been so awkward.
Hopefully
and
they did that the night of the show.
They've showed it on that A&E show, Treasures of Wrestling, where they try to find Kane's original mask and stuff like that. It's a decent show. I mean, definitely watch it if you're a wrestling fan. But they did find one of the masks, and hair was attached to it. So the dude did have to grow his hair kind of funky. Steve, was there somebody that you said you wanted to mention earlier?
I do, yeah, from the 80s. I don't know. Charlie maybe has a shot at hearing these guys. And actually, you guys might have heard of them by another name, but do you guys remember the tag team Bad Company?
I remember that.
Yeah, I think that's what they came out to, that song. But it was Pat Tanaka and Paul Diamond. They were in the AWA, but I think they actually showed up in early ECW for a while. But
original ECW or the WWE?
I think original. No, the original.
Okay.
But Bad Company. They were a good team. They won the AWA title, I think, a couple times. But how you guys maybe have heard of them, or they were these, like, do you remember the team in the WWE, the Orient Express?
Yeah, sure.
So the Orient Express was Sato and Tanaka, and then something happened with Sato, and he was gone. And then they brought in Paul Diamond as this Croatian guy, as Kato, a masked Asian character. And so the second iteration of Orient Express was Bad Company, Pat Tanaka and Paul Diamond. But they were just a good team, solid guys. I think they had singles runs for a while, but they were fun. There's probably like 2-3 people listening to this show that maybe heard of them. Otherwise, that was my guilty little pleasure from the 80s and 90s.
Well, and if anything, Steve, we did just find our closing outro music for this episode.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think that's what they came out to, but I might be remembering that wrong, because that was probably they didn't do entrance music a whole lot back then.
Yeah. Here's one that I forgot about too that you guys will probably know too. The Public Enemy.
Oh, yeah. I said it.
Okay.
It was Rocco Rock and who?
Flyboy, Rocco Rock, and crap.
Flyboy, what's his name? Flyboy what? Yeah, let me look it up.
Rocco Rock I think, passed away in his 40s, but
Johnny Grunge.
Johnny Grunge.
There it is.
Yeah.
So they brought out the table with like the X on it and stuff. That used to get me going when they used to have matches against Harlem Heat and other jobbers on WCW Saturday shows. Like,
Funny
I know
story.
You probably saw him on ECW though, Charlie.
Yeah, I saw him there, and then I saw him when he came over. Funny story is listen to Busted Open like a couple weeks ago. That the reason that the Dudleys became big is because those guys left and went to WCW. So it kind of promoted the Dudley Boys to go from that goofy, because Bubba Ray used to stutter, and they had just that goofy gimmick to be more tough asses and badasses that they became because of those guys leaving. It's like one door closed and the other one opened. That probably one of the greatest tag teams of all time because of that. Because the Public Enemy was way over in ECW.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean they did kind of piggyback off of their gimmick with the tables.
Oh, totally. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
There was like a third dude in the Dudleys, wasn't there? I mean, it was Spike, but there was like a third big dude. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, his name was Big Dick Dudley.
Yes. Of course it was.
Yeah, Big Dick Dudley was
right.
It was obviously the little dude. I can't remember. You just said his name. Big Dick Dudley and Joel Gertner. Well. You know, he was like their manager, mouthpiece before like Bubba started talking more. You know, but yeah, it was good shit, dude. They were crazy, dude. They used to get that crowd so fucking when they were heels and when they'd be fucking with that crowd so hard, bro.
Oh yeah, when Bubba started talking, ECW shows, and he would say stuff that could not be even on cable.
Yeah, dude. He would go nuts, dude. Yeah. He as they say, he would bring the heat, dude. He was a heat-seeking missile for sure, dude.
Nice.
Big time.
Very good. All right, boys.
Would you say Public Enemy? I mean, they were. I feel like by the time they got to WCW, they were a little bit more like kind of a comic relief. But in WCW, they were edgier. It reminds me of most people remember the Bushwhackers. You know, and in the WWE, they were like total comic relief, goofballs licking heads. But previously, they were bloody, like they blood feud, like nasty matches.
I didn't realize that. Yeah, I didn't realize that until like maybe a few weeks ago. I heard that these guys were like, dude, they were like
badasses, hardcore
dude.
Before hardcore was in. Yeah, they had some that's why they had all, even when they were like the happy-go-lucky guys in the WWE, they had like all the scars on their head from the matches
scar
they
tissue,
did before WWE.
Yeah, that was an easy work schedule for them, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know, compared. I'd say another one that was another. I'm thinking in the ECW crates. A couple other good ones were Sabu and Rob Van Dam tagged together for a while.
Oh
dude.
Yeah,
they were really good in ECW. Yeah, I always bring up my boy too. The Gangsters with New Jack and Mustafa when they came over after they left Smoky Mountain. They were good too. And then New Jack obviously broke off on his own, but they were good there too, man. You know,
most definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, those were monumental tag teams.
Oh yeah, totally.
How come no one's mentioned the Nasty Boys?
Oh yeah, Skaggs and Boz.
Knobs.
I'm thinking of Boz Skaggs. Sorry. Hey, that's a new one for me. How to botch names.
Boz Skaggs.
I like it because I'm a big Boz Skaggs fan.
I know you are.
I appreciate that.
I think that's why I did it. Yeah, the Nasty Boys. That they were fucking good. That pit face wash.
Oh, so gross.
That got me every time.
Speaking of things I'd like to stick my face in and around, there was a tag team in the early 2000s, actually, going back to Attitude Era WWE. Test was one of the pro wrestlers who partnered up with Prince Albert to form the tag team of TNA, escorted by Trish Stratus.
Oh, is that what you want to stick your face under?
Potentially.
If I wasn't going to be a married man soon, I would.
Wait, what?
Right? Is that right, Matt? If you're not going to be a married man,
I thought you were giving some breaking news there, Charlie.
No.
That is a reason, yes, Charlie.
What's that?
That is a reason, yes.
That's the only reason.
Yeah, and I think part of the gimmick at the time too was if the other team lost, Albert would tattoo one of the wrestlers. He would carry this tattoo kit around with him. So every match these guys wrestled was kind of there was always a stipulation kind of just lingering where if something went wrong, somebody might end up with a tattoo, which to me at the time, being younger, I was thinking, why would you wrestle these guys if you knew you were going to get permanently branded afterwards? But that was old Matt not making sense of things. So
that's not how it works.
No,
you probably didn't even know what a Prince Albert was at that time.
Probably not. Yeah. Yep, I was older than you guys, so I definitely knew what they were, what the inside joke on that was.
Do you think he's got one?
Who knows, dude? I never. I was in. Speaking of Prince Albert, dude, I was in Cancun back in the 90s, and it was just debauchery back then, dude. They did these crazy tours where you go up to the island, you'd be drinking on the boat, and fucking people would just be nude, dancing on the stage, and a dude had a Prince Albert there, dude.
Yeah.
It was crazy, dude. It was crazy. It was different times.
I would. Well, first of all, Charlie, I would actually love to go on a booze cruise with you in the 90s because I think we would have a lot of fun.
In Cancun, it was off the chain, bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, I went to school with a girl who was in nursing school, and she took an X-ray of a dude, and the dude unit like looked like a medieval weapon. He had like like on there. It looked like a fucking chainsaw.
Yeah, it's crazy when you see that. It's like, oh my, you have to look.
I don't even know.
Yeah,
I don't even know
you don't look too long, but you have to look a few times. You don't look too long, but you have to look.
This was before this is before camera phones and stuff.
This was like
prove it. I mean, maybe she was just fucking around, but she wasn't the type of person that was like, hey, I'm not she's not a liar.
Yeah.
But I mean, if there was camera phones back then, I'd be like, you're snapping that. But she described it. It was multiple levels.
Yeah.
Looked like a medieval weapon.
Yeah, I believe it, dude. This is like, I was like freaking out, dude. God, I was to be young again, man. To be young again. As I said on the Jungle Boy picture. Be young again.
Oh my gosh. That's some breaking news right there, isn't it?
The old saying, I was gonna put in text, but youth is wasted on the young, man.
Yeah.
Youth is wasted on the young. You don't know what you got.
Yeah, so breaking news, everybody who's listening that doesn't follow Boy Myth Legend, aka Jungle Boy, who just wrestled Kenny Omega, wrestled a great match on AEW.
One hell of a match
on Saturday. Lost, but he was a winner because later making out with Anna Jay, grabbing her ass.
Yeah,
and we all applauded it.
He's the real winner.
Yeah, you know what? I think highly of him enough that doesn't bother me.
Oh yeah, no. You mean Anna Jay or losing to Kenny?
Not both, but no, I mean, it doesn't bother me that he's with Anna Jay because he seems like he's a good dude, and he lost his father, Luke Perry, so he deserves happiness in life.
Yeah. He's got happiness in his life right now.
Oh my God. No, I like Colt Cabana saying, "Oh, she's recruiting for the Dark Order."
I saw that's funny. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Any other tag teams before we wrap it up this week, boys?
I got one more from the 2000s. Homicide and Hernandez, LAX.
Oh yeah.
With Conan as their manager.
And the original LAX too. From the TNA days, they were badass too.
They were badass. Yeah.
Yeah, big time.
So that was different than Santana and Ortiz.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like the new LAX. There was like the originals with let me Google. I forget their names.
Homicide and Hernandez.
Yep, there you go. Yep, Homicide and Hernandez was like the big one, dude. He's
big
like,
dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of, it's so funny. Homicide's in Ring of Honor now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And I think I've seen Hernandez in Lucha Underground. I think they brought him in for a short time.
I think they did.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, and for those of you that watched AEW last week, I mean, I just brought up a team from the 2000s where Conan was their manager, and he was like, spitting fire every week. And here, fast forward 2021, and Conan just fucking hits a promo out of the park last week. It was so good.
Did you see it yet? Did you guys watch it yet?
I did. Yeah. I was going to text you guys today, but I was kind of busy, but I thought I'd catch up with you. And boys, wow. I'm so happy for Conan because, he's not the same Conan. Let's just be honest.
He had kidney issues and stuff.
Yeah,
I was amazed they laid him out.
Yep.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe they laid him out because I'm like, I guess he can take bumps.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, I think he
pile
does.
driver.
Yeah.
He could have gotten really fucked up. Plus, he's heavier. So, I mean, he could have sunk down. He was probably really hard to lift up for FTR. But,
he's only 57, though.
He was like the Hulk Hogan in Mexico.
Yeah, he was. He was like at soap operas and stuff. He was huge in his day.
Oh, yeah. He still runs like some shit down in Mexico.
Yep.
The funniest thing, too, is he's not even Mexican. He's Cuban.
That's right.
Yeah. That's the funniest thing. Yeah.
Learn something new here on Keep the Kayfabe
every day, dude.
Did I tell the story on on the episode when I met Conan?
Oh, another one. Go ahead, tell a story. I thought of another tag team.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard this.
You never heard?
I haven't. No, I haven't.
Oh,
I may have, but I don't think you've told the story on the podcast. No.
Yep.
Well, Conan. I mean, I grew up with WCW. I used to watch Thursday Night Thunder. That's when Conan was spotlighted a little.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he was the man. I really just gravitated to him.
Yeah.
I didn't really know his history until I got older and read about him more. I just instantly just really loved this guy. I loved his athleticism, his
look, his
demeanor,
promo,
everything. Right. So I was a big fan. So I work for the Milwaukee Admirals, which is a farm team for the Nashville Predators, NHL, where we eat pregame meal is where talent eats pregame also. And the game that I was working that night, it was tribute to wrestling, and
they have
wrestlers in, and Conan was one of the wrestlers, and I'm like, holy fuck, he's he's literally just a table away, and he's wearing a Boston Celtics green windbreaker or something like that, just Conan as fuck. He's just got great style on and off TV. I'm looking over there. I'm telling my guys that I'm eating dinner with that are on my crew. I'm like, yo, this dude is one of my faves. I gotta go say what's up. He goes to the soda machine, and my buddy Jason, he's like, hey, I think now's the time. And I'm like, you're right. I just get up. I don't even know what I'm gonna say. I just get up and I go over to him and I'm like, hey man, I'm a big wrestling fan and I'm a big fan of you. My name's Mike, and I just drew a blank. I just started saying shit, just yo, the recent stuff that you just been doing with
La Raza.
Yeah, the stuff what you did with WCW. Obviously, I'm a big fan of, but the recent stuff I tried to do stuff relevant to the present. The recent stuff that you did with Lucha Underground was great, and blah blah blah. And then we sat back down. That was it. But when he went and got up before we went out onto the ice to go work, he gets up and he taps me on the shoulder and he's like, hey man, be cool. And then walk away. So I don't know if I was a major dork, or he's like, hey man, nice to meet you. Or that's his way of saying nice to meet you. Hey man, be cool. Keep being cool.
That was great.
Yeah.
And that's what's so great about him. It's I'm still I'll never forget it.
I don't
Two words, and you were yeah.
I don't think that's what he meant, but I'm pretty sure had he meant, hey man, you're kind of a dork, be cool.
Calm down, dude. Don't be such a dork, dude.
Exactly.
Don't be such a mark.
Yeah.
You guys ever listen to I don't listen to the whole show. I listen to some of the clips on YouTube of him and Disco show.
Yes, I do.
They keeping it real. They keep it pretty real on there, which is it's a pretty good show.
It's a great show.
Yeah. Here's what since we're talking about current tag teams and blah blah blah. Did you guys talk about FTR, the Revival?
No.
Yeah, that's one of
that one.
Yeah, that's one of the new modern good tag teams that
totally.
You watched their matches; they were good, even though these guys weren't the best workers though either. Also, Enzo and Big Cass, they had a great gimmick, and we're over one of the loudest pops, and one of the chants of the modern guys that I did was that you can't teach that or whatever, Oh,
so yeah. When that mandolin hit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was
just got off of there.
Yep.
I mean, they were up.
Oh,
that's what's up. That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
Well, and I've told the story here before that I despised them so much for a long time as why are people cheering these assholes? I could not stand them. And then I swear I was overnight one week. I'm like, you know what? These guys are fucking amazing. And I it switched a light in me that I was I'm going to just embrace this. And then I was quoting them with their, as they're doing their catchphrases at home. And they wore me down.
They
broke you out.
They were probably the most over tag team of the last 5 years without having to actually do anything in the ring.
Without doing any great work in the ring. Dude.
Right.
And speaking of, so we just talked about Enzo and Cass and FTR. you can't talk about those guys without mentioning DIY. Johnny.
Oh yeah, they were. Yep, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
Wow.
You know who's another good one I just saw too, and I saw it. Eminem, Morrison and Johnny Nitro.
They were good. They won.
They were kind of.
a bunch
They
of times,
had, they had kind of a good little gimmick with the chick. You know.
Well, and it's funny you mentioned that because there was somebody on my list that I forgot to mention, but Paul London and Brian Kendrick, they feuded with them a lot. They were a pretty solid tag team too.
Yep. Oh,
and Kendrick just retired in the last year, but he kind of wrapped up his career on 205 Live.
Oh, I didn't realize he retired.
Yeah, I think in the Of course, it seems like they're probably doing away with 205 Live. So
yeah,
you saw the writing on the wall.
Oh yeah, they got they got cut down. Hey, another one. Did you guys mention the APA on the last show?
I think we did actually.
Okay.
If not, I actually had them on my list.
Yep.
Yeah, just briefly last show.
Yeah. Oh no, they're really not 2000. I'm sure you guys mentioned them, the Bulldogs.
Yep.
Yeah,
they were fucking great. But if you watch that Davey Boy Smith,
what a prick!
Jesus Christ, dude, boy. Yeah, he's one of my favorite wrestlers. Because I was into bodybuilding at the time. He was so big, so powerful, and he was ripped. And he was just a great wrestler too. You know, he was just fucking killer in the ring. But it shows you shouldn't find out about your quote unquote heroes. He was my hero, but one of my favorite wrestlers because he was just so good in the ring. You find out that they're such pricks in person. You know. I thought that Dark Side of the Ring was one of the better ones because I love that story with them and the Dynamite Kid, with
I thought so too.
Yeah, the Rougeaus. The Rougeaus. That story was just it was great. Have you seen it yet, Matt?
No, I haven't. I really
definitely watch it.
Caught up.
Yeah, you got time because I think they're taking a break until September or October or something for the second part of the season. But so it's pretty good. I'd watch that one first. I still got to watch the second part of what's the dude's name? Pillman. Yeah, I haven't watched that one yet.
Yeah, so folks that are listening, we're gonna do a Dark Side of the Ring part 1. Like Charlie said, they're breaking it up into 2 parts for their season 3. We're gonna do a little wrap up. So, like Matt, rush to any way. Like if you need to rent a 7-day trial of Sling or Hulu or whatever, just binge it. It is such good TV. You will love it. Or talk to Charlie. You know, email him and he will show you how to go. But yeah, it's getting a little late now, and I wanted to make sure we set a more time for Charlie to talk about MSK.
No, yeah, no. I mean, I don't want to hold the show up. I could be here hours talking about.
I got a proposal. maybe we should do a 3rd week of tag teams. Next week we should spend the whole time talking about MSK.
Yeah, just a breakdown of how they're going to be how they have the potential to be the greatest tag team ever with their goofy eating popcorn gimmick and everything else. You know,
they're going to be the newest day.
The greatest
main roster.
The greatest tag team under 5'7" in height that'll ever be around.
Yeah.
the greatest tag team under 160.
Yeah. No, but you're right, Charlie. That Dynamite Kid Dark Side of the Ring episode was one of the
good. It was entertaining. I was like, this was a really good episode, dude.
I didn't know it. I didn't know how good it would be because I remember when we did our Dark Side of the Ring episode, I asked you guys, like, what could the Dynamite Kid episode be about? And
I knew he had done some fucked up stuff. I knew he was in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
But I didn't know about his whole wife. Fighting. What's that?
Like street fighting for money?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know about all that stuff and getting beat up early in his career. Like all that. I didn't know all that stuff and then just being a total prick backstage and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah. It was
I knew
informative.
I knew 75% of the Jacques Rougeau story.
No, did you? I never heard it. I never knew about it.
I've heard it because I know they've talked about it on other podcasts. And I actually heard an interview with him years ago. I think it was on like Piper or Flair's podcast back in the day. But I didn't know the whole part about. I didn't remember it about like where he basically dropped that line to Dino Bravo, and then I like that effed up Dynamite Kid where he was like scared for his life and like
his family and everything.
Like,
well, he deserved it, dude.
He totally deserved it.
Yeah, whatever he got on that deal, he deserved it because he was a total prick. There was no reason to cheap shot him, at all.
We'll have to file that part under the extras.
For sure. I watched that one first, Matt. Watch that one first. You'll like it a lot.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yes. Awesome, boys.
Speaking of, hang on. Did you guys watch that Nick Gage one?
Yeah.
No, that's the only one I didn't.
It's okay. I didn't find that entertaining because some of that wrestling's still too junky for me, and his story is not that. It's sad, but it's not that interesting, I know Scott, Cigar Shop Scott likes him a lot, but I'm like, not my guy,
That's not my cup of tea, and it's not like I sympathize with it either because there's choices in life.
Yeah, especially him and his girlfriend. Look, he just like if they didn't smoke meth right before that show, they were going to do it immediately after.
Well, and any money that he earned was going to drugs anyway. So
dude, it's total story with drug addict, alcoholic that he's just fucked up, dude. It's just fucked up, dude.
It's a dumpster fire in a tire fire.
Yep. and they took some gas, like just a gallon of gasoline, and just threw it on top of the fire, dude.
Yeah.
It's
Awesome. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for part 2 of Tag Teams. It was really great sitting back and, catching up with you boys after a week off. It's been awesome. And actually, I ran into a guy that was listening to the podcast down in Florida when I was down there, and he actually submitted promo of the week.
What?
And he was like, "Hey, I heard of you guys." And
damn, that's crazy.
He showed me this promo. I forget his name.
I can't wait to hear it.
It's Mean Gene and the Great Kamala.
Oh, this one's good. This one's good. This one's great.
And I told the young man, I was like, "Thank you. I'm totally going to bring this back to Milwaukee. Tell it to the boys, and you know what? Let's just go ahead and give a listen right now."
I wonder if you could get him to put this. I know. That means I missed interviews in St. Louis. Right. Isn't that what that means, Friday? That he missed interviews in St. Louis? When he should have been there, it was on the booking sheet. He missed interviews. Come here. No, I'm not kidding. Come here, Friday. Come here. Come on in here. Friday, you're kayfabe. Come here. Right, sure. You speak of the language. Kamala, what's this shit about you missing interviews in St. Louis? I want an honest answer here. I'm going to confront you. I'm just like, what's his name, Walter Cronkite.
I don't speak English, and I can't read English, so I missed the interview.
Yeah, well, I thought we had it, though. It was written up in Swahili by James Barnett. I thought you would have got the goddamn message. This is ridiculous. When you're supposed to be in St. Louis for interviews, what the hell are you doing sitting on your ass in some goddamn hotel over in Ipswich, Illinois?
I do a little fucky.
Oh, okay. That's very good. That's real good. Okay, good. Yes, we're going to be right back after this. Thank you, Kamala. And good Friday.
Little piece of wrestling history right there, guys.
You can't beat that. That Mean Gene.
No, Mean Gene going toe-to-toe with the Ugandan headhunter.
Breaking character and everything.
Man, that Kamala had the gift of the gab, didn't he?
Right.
Yeah.
He did what he had to do.
Yeah.
God rest his soul.
Yes.
You got to start coming in shows on time, dude.
Well, and Mean Gene too. I mean, God rest his soul too. Two legends that are no longer with us, and they will live on in memory, just like here on Keep the Kayfabe.
Yep.
Amen to that. Amen to that, brother.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, very good, boys. Well, this was a lot of fun. Remember to keep following us on Instagram and Facebook, getting updates when our new episodes are going to be dropped. Follow us on Instagram at Keep the Kayfabe for all great wrestling memes and wrestling news. And boys, I ran into a gentleman, and he said, "I'm really bored this week. I don't know what to do. I'm in like the doldrums of the summer. My wife's out of town. I don't know what to do." And I was like, "Yo, dude."
You're like, Nick Cage will be back.
I told him, I was like, "Hey, man, if you do 3 things, stay hungry, stay humble, and stay hard."
Then he go, Triple H! Triple H!
Oh, I'm glad Charlie's back.
Peace.
Peace.
If I think about you, I think about love.
This is such good shit.